And Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. You feel me?
Rich Trapper.
The homie wanted you to whitelist this shit too.
Who?
Rich Trapper.
Rich Trapper?
He be reacting to your shit.
Y'all, Rich Trapper tapping in TNN Trap News Network. We back in action with another reaction video. Back in this thing. Like cook cracking this thing, man. I just took me a hot shower. I'm relaxing this jack. Don't worry about it. Hit that subscribe button. Become part of this Rich Trapper Mafia. Hit that notification bell at the top. Hit all. Stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest. What we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Get into that if you ain't got into that, man. Make sure y'all get into all that if y'all ain't got into that. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know the dealio. We giving away $500 when we get to 50,000 subscribers, man. So make sure y'all stay tapped in. Y'all want to get to the best comment, the top commenter. Let me know. We're gonna give away $500 when we get to the best to 50,000 subscribers. So make sure y'all, stay tapped into that. If you ain't tapped in to that, big dog, make sure you get into that if you ain't got into that. We got Adam22 responding to DW Flame going off on his tangent. We finna see what Adam22 is talking about. Let's get to it. Let's go.
Offense to recent changes with no jumper than essentially anybody else. He blamed it on the fact that he said he didn't get a phone call. I told him I did call him, and I have it in my call log still that I tried to call him. But he definitely took it more personal, the recent changes in terms of no jumper, than other people. And he went on Instagram Live and he made a couple of different statements. And I realized that some of these statements have, caused quite a bit of commotion within our fan base and our culture, our universe out here. And so the two main first statements that he made is, number one, he said some stuff about Adam, you don't want to pay a black man his money because he got shot at no jumper, yada, yada, which that to me was very concerning because I know what DW knows, and I know that DW, just like every single other person in this office, knows that nobody got shot at no jumper. So that right there.
He is pushing this narrative that nobody got shot at no jumper. And obviously, somebody thinks otherwise, a.k.a. Dejon Paul.
Made me think, maybe I kind of misjudged you because it really didn't take a lot for you to come on here and start lying.
Yeah.
And you guys know. And I would not sit here and point at you and say, you guys know. But you know that what I'm saying is true and that nobody got shot at no jumper. So to see somebody like very quickly decide that they want to start pushing the narrative that somebody did get shot at.
Why would Dejon say he got shot if nobody got shot? Why is Dejon pushing that narrative? I know here at TNN Trap News Network, I ain't that influential where I got Dejon full blown making up stories. Like, Dejon don't know me, so why would he want to back my play? Why would Dejon lie about that?
So I'm like, that's weird. That's very surprising to me. I didn't think that you would do that, and I don't think that many people are really going for it. But there was another statement he made, which we can get into in the future, but there was another statement he made basically bragging about how he was accepting money from people to appear on No Jumper, and he seems very proud of this. And he deleted it soon after, possibly because he might have kind of realized that this was essentially like him admitting to stealing, bragging about stealing. I thought it was like a weird thing for him to be so triumphant about, but I understand that this kind of...
Shouts to that embezzlement flex. Let's get it.
I mean, I was impressed. I was like, wow, I didn't see either of these statements coming.
Yo, wait.
That was a little surprising.
So, how is...
I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. When you leave and you get the speaking on stuff that you think is just a side play and shit that's going on, you don't know how that's fucking up your life in the long run. You get what I'm trying to tell you? Like him
trying to get them clips off.
Just getting the clips off. Yeah.
So do y'all think that BRICC Baby is speaking the truth, that he truly feels? Or you think he's securing his position because Adam's right there and he got to make sure he busting his woo-wop in the Wooty band for the ones who step like Sierra? Let me know what y'all think.
It's like, damn. If Adam really wanted to do some bullshit to me right now, like you really can. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Do we think he was like serious? Like, is it possible that?
I mean, do you believe that anyone would spend $5,000 to go on his podcast? I don't know. It's kind of like, it depends on how much money that person had.
You know what? If they're like, so I could see for sure people being down for that. Just because, like, if this
5,000,
I for sure see people doing that. I can for sure see people doing that.
I can't say it for a specific number, but I know that people are like, they want that no jumper clout so bad there, and if all it took was an investment, like hell yeah, 5 seems a little bit high. You know what I mean? Like if you spend 5 G's, I would, me personally, if I'm like a company, I'd want to get a couple million impressions off that.
But you already know that he's not going to say the actual amount that he got.
Yeah.
He's going to take the actual amount that he got from somebody to appear on the podcast, and he's going to multiply it by 4 or 5.
Or 10.
Realistically, maybe 10. We don't know. Because, look, it is an easy setup. And, like, this reminds me of a conversation I had with my poker coach recently, bbzpoker.com. He mentioned to me how...
I love how he just plugged his poker coach, and I didn't even know poker coaching was a thing, but all right.
He runs like staking business, right? So if like you're good at playing poker, but you don't got enough money, he'll give you 10 grand, he'll give you 20 grand, whatever. You play poker using his money, and if you make money, then he gets a split of it. If you lose money, then you're in debt, whatever.
So he's a futuristic bookie accommodating the needs of the time.
Exactly. But then he also coaches these people, helps make them better, whatever. They have a cool relationship, and he's been doing this for a long time. And in the early days,
his name Adam?
No, his name's Jordan. Okay. And in the early days of his business, he told me that a lot of people would run off on him. Like they would just run up a bill, not pay him, etc. And he said that they would that he can't, in retrospect, blame them for doing that because he created an environment in which there was so little bookkeeping going on with these people that is basically like if you create an environment in which it's too easy for somebody to steal, you kind of can't blame them for stealing.
Well, fools run off on a Visa tab all the time. That's a daily occurrence.
What's a Visa tab?
Like I'm saying,
credit card bill.
Yeah, like 15 bands or 20 bands of Visa. Skirt. You feel me? Like 7 years that shit finna get cleared. Like whatever. Like fuck it. Like just like you. Like I'm sure we all know multiple people.
But the thing is that if you. Like the environment that we created with the fucking weekly pods there is like it was such a free for all. It was such a bring whoever the fuck you want on that it's like there's no accountability. Like none of us are like chiming in and saying like, hey, that guy that you brought on the podcast sucked. It seemed like he might have been paying you to appear on the podcast, whatever. Like we weren't doing any of that, and as a result, like I kind of almost can't blame him if he was doing that because
it's genius.
Look at Adam respecting the Chili Chase.
There's just so little accountability that I was a little shocked. But you seemed like you were potentially saying that you felt like that because
it's genius.
There's just so little accountability that I was a little shocked. But you seemed like you were potentially saying that you felt like what he was doing by bringing those issues to the table was kind.
He is finna instigate DW Flame and Brick Baby and say that DW Flame is snitching and Brick is about to fall right into the trap of talking bad about DW Flame to fan flames of an already existing fire. No DW Flame pun intended.
Of federale-ish.
What I was saying.
Clarify.
Yeah, what I was saying. Because police-wise, I wasn't saying nothing about court.
Right, of course, yeah.
The conversation was on fake telling.
Yeah.
Sharp was like, well, Compa passed me the phone and like, is this telling? Is this telling?
Yeah. Right.
So like questionable telling type shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like me.
So for example, if someone else hypothetically was running a similar jug over here, now the attention has been brought to the powers that be.
And I'm like, when you leave somewhere and you just get to doing shit like that, you get what I'm saying, and you talk, but you let because at the end I said, you my brother, don't let your emotions get you to talk about shit that ain't because it's not true, but then like that could possibly.
Okay, I was wrong. Brick Baby's not talking bad about DW Flame. Touche. I assume. Assumptions are hard.
Get to some other shit. You get what I'm saying? But in a manner of me not saying like, hey, you a police snitching ass nigga, like nigga put him off, he's a snitch.
I'll be over there trying not to choke. You try your best not to cough. I appreciate you because you don't feel me. I know that's just some fire. I see you over there. You red as fuck. Like a little tomato.
Conversation was on fake telling.
Yeah, but of course people are gonna take that and
they gonna take that in. So it was like I'm like, can you talk about it?
DW's not stupid, bro. Like he's smart enough to be able to read between the lines. He's been in like the media space.
Like he said everything public record, but it's not because none of us from the office we never talked about the situation, period. Whatever the fuck type of situation that happened, whoever did know something, and nobody got shot, but whatever the fuck that was going on, and then for somebody to confirm, like, all right, the security guard up here or something, or say that
because he was throwing somebody else under the bus right there, which is like that person was always solid with me, so I never wanted to like put their business out there or talk about anything that was going on with this person. So like the idea of like exposing the circumstances. It's like, that's not cool, because then that person's going to have a harder time in life, and he didn't do nothing to involve himself in, well, besides the obvious. He didn't do anything to involve himself in this fucking situation. He doesn't deserve to be called out like that. I thought that was kind of lame to like throw his business out there.
Well, obviously he like has a certain level of disdain for him because just the way he talked about him in that clip, you know what I mean? Like, so like,
But
Throw his business out there.
well, obviously he like has a certain level of disdain for him because just the way he talked about him in that clip.
Is the word disdain or disdain? It's disdain. Disdain, not disdain, disdain. The word is disdain. It's disdain. Look, now, Lush got me worried now. Hold on, man. Let's find out together, y'all. Word of the day, disdain, because I think words are hard right now. What's the definition of disdain?
I found this on the web.
What is the definition of disdain?
Here's what I found.
Yo, well, it is a T. It's definitely a T. You feel me? Definitely a T. It's not disdain. It's disdain. It's disdain. It's what it's disdain. Disdain. It's disdain. So are those two different words? So what's the definition of disdain? Let me see that one. What's the definition of disdain?
As a noun, disdain means the feeling that someone or something is unworthy of one's consideration.
Unless you got me. Words are hard. Words are hard. The word of the day, disdain, with a D. So what is disdain with a T? What's the definition of disdain?
As a verb, display means...
No. Disdain. What is the definition?
Here's what I found.
Distain. That's a word. I'm looking at it. It's on the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. It's a synonym. Oh.
Disdain.
Yeah, it's a word. Yeah, discolor. That's what you got, discolor? To discolor? Or, oh, okay. To discolor. Huh. Words are hard. Shout out to the two words of the day, man. Let's keep going. Words are very important. Lush, you got me. You're up 1-0.
You know what I mean? Like, so like,
But this is
not
something
to
I would have
justify
brought
it,
up
but
in
not
a
to justify
jokingly
it,
manner if he would have been right here, like, damn, cuz you think
Right.
that you said that was cool, like, nigga, da, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not saying that you was, so when I said snitch, it just automatically clipped, oh, BRICC Baby's calling him a snitch. Like, nigga, you didn't go to the police and do no weird shit. Like, because in the gang world, that word's so sensitive. You get what I'm saying? I didn't mean to call him a snitch, but I was like, basically, like, that ain't straight. Like,
Okay.
you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
totally
At the end of the day.
BRICC Baby and DW Flame have the hardest time with each other in these words. There's a lot of miscommunication going on.
I heard
Because-
a couple different versions of it though. I heard BRICC Baby is mad that DW exposed the way that people got paid, or like saying that people ain't really getting paid in No Jumper. I heard people saying BRICC Baby is mad because DW exposed the shit about Mustard Man and security or whatever. And I heard people saying BRICC Baby is mad because he snitched on the jug of taking money for interviews, because BRICC Baby is
Well,
doing that as well.
Listen.
Well, number
That's just a theory that a few people hit me with.
number 1 and 3 are essentially the same thing with a little extra on it. That's
So,
the Parmesan on the fucking, you know.
BRICC Baby is mad because you are leaving. I'm not even mad, first and foremost. I'm not mad. I'm just going back because you said niggas ain't getting no chili up there. Like, you don't know what niggas doing up here. And
Yeah,
it ain't
you
even
know,
that.
and BRICC specifically said, and that's to reference the second point.
Saying somebody ain't getting no chili, that's disrespectful. Them is fighting words.
Like BRICC specifically said on the on Sharp's pod the other day.
Yeah.
BRICC said like everybody has their own arrangement. Really, like I don't know what BRICC makes over here. I don't know. It's not my business. Like what did Hov say? What you eat don't make me shit.
And what you're getting at right now is you're saying that you have a contract and that he was getting paid per individual piece of content, which, to be totally fair, like, that is kind of like how it goes, is that people come around and we pay them for individual pieces of content. And then at some point, if it becomes obvious, like, oh, we want to have this person on a consistent schedule. I want to be able to rely on them X amount of times per month, etc. Then we're going to put them on contract. The thing with DW is he didn't really like stick around long enough or really like create that value where I was dying to give him a contract. Because I'm going to be real with you, like his podcast, like I got to give him credit. He showed up, he did it. P Nice has a lot of potential as a podcaster and shit. I think everybody agrees that P Nice got a future as a podcaster and everything like that. But also,
Adam is smooth with a divide and conquer. That's the same thing Wack does.
He was incapable of putting a stop to the swearing in the beginning part of the podcast. I think that he might have been the most consistently demonetized podcaster in the history of No Jumper. Like literally every single episode.
He has some dope guests, though.
He did. He got some good guests.
Nick Cannon, Justina Valentine.
The ones who didn't pay, exactly. But
Justina Valentine brought 10 racks.
Yeah.
That's from a promo budget.
Nah, but you know what I'm saying? Like he like there was just kind of a lack of professional. Like I can't blame him 100% for getting every single episode demonetized. Aside from the fact that like he always was a person who had a very hard time not swearing. But then on top of that, it's like the views weren't really like looking too astounding. It kept going down every single month. Like if he wanted to make a push to like get a contract and be like consistently on the podcast and everything, for sure we could have got to that point, but it would have had to be something that like you have to be like kind of bringing an audience to a certain regardless, have developed a fan base that's going to watch on the channel, right?
Like regardless of that, like he's been in the industry long enough to know that ultimately you have to have those conversations with upper management and whoever the financial team, which there is in place at No Jumper. You know who to talk to about that. So if you want to get that situation cracking for yourself, or you want to change whatever financial arrangement you have in place, holler at the man. You feel me? You know who to talk to.
And I was just a little,
who pays you.
I was a little insulted because he's talking about motherfuckers ain't getting no chili, rah, rah, rah. And it's like, bro, I'm out. Like on that podcast, I don't know how many episodes it was. It was probably 10 episodes. Whatever I paid you is what I'm out, because every single one lost money, like big, every single one. Like, you know, it's just, it wasn't getting any views and it was getting demonetized on every single one. So what the fuck are we talking about? Like, you know, this has to make sense for the business as well. Even like breaking even is like a decent outcome, but we weren't doing that. We were like just paying you on the premise that this might start getting more views as time goes by. And, you know, I mean, if he was really that confident, it's like, why don't you just go do it on your own or do it for like another platform or something? Because like if you were really bringing that much value to the platform, then you should probably have all kinds of other options as well, right?
See, that's what I will say. Here at TNN Trap News Network, news you use, knowledge you can't get in college. I'm proud to say that we built this on our own 1-2 step like Sierra, big dog. Y'all help us, you know what I'm saying? Words are hard. Y'all held us up. Y'all help us put in these hours. Y'all help us put in this work and all that kind of stuff. That's why we get wet as chili. That has to be a terrible thing to hear, because it's low-key true. Ugly work.
And he low-key, in that same live he did allude to the fact that like, yo, I'm really like podcasting, like it was cool, like I enjoyed it, like ain't really my thing. I got to get back to this rapping. I'm glad that I was able to shed some light on my boy P Nice. You feel me? Yeah. He can, and I honestly, like I thought that was dope. Ultimately, like yeah, I do think that DW has potential as a podcaster, absolutely. But like I feel like P Nice seems way more passionate about it, and like he could actually go very you see what I'm saying?
They say that he had a passion for it before.
Yeah.
So and he
Be Nice already did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I mean, he didn't have a podcast, but I guess him and his brother used to always
and DW did want to, like, I know he had an interest in it because I had DW on my pod last like summer. You feel me? 'Cause that's the homie. It's like, so I had him on the pod, and he was all like, he had hit me up like, what's up? Let's do another show. Let's do shows. And I was like, damn, the way my pod is low key equipped isn't based at that time on continual guests, so I didn't really know how to you know, make it make sense, because it was more just an interview based podcast at the time. But him, so it's like he had that interest in it. So like when I saw him land in No Jumper, at first I was juiced. So I was like, hell yeah, DW, like that's exactly what you should do, and like what a better platform for you to be on. But when I saw like the whole, I don't know if crash out's the word, but the perturbance he was exhibiting on the microphone afterwards, and just like the animosity he had towards the situation.
Are you talking about Bad Bitch Gate?
Way after Bad Bitch Gate. Way after Bad Bitch Gate.
When I think about that now, I'm like,
That's
How did I think that was going to go?
Yeah, it wasn't like you was talking to me. You felt like you were talking to me.
Now that DW Flame is no longer allowed in the building, I like how Adam 22 is taking his little shots and making his little comments because DW Flame was in there. You have none of that energy, big dog. None of it, but it's cool.
No, but that's
Like,
the thing.
you
Like,
know,
I guess
we
I didn't
talk
know him
crazy.
as well
Yeah,
at that
yeah,
time,
yeah,
so I didn't really like think of it as going the way that it went. Like I didn't know it was gonna go like that. But when I think about it now, I'm like, why did I try that one? Like, that does seem kind of ambitious.
You clearly, but I really don't think I didn't take it as I just saw that as Adam being Adam. Like I don't think there's anyone that's ever been a cast member of the No Jumper show that you wouldn't feel
because I would have said that to somebody like you, and you would have fucking laughed, and you would have taken that joke.
Yeah,
even AD would get kind of sensitive about certain things, but even AD would have like worst case scenario would have been like, "Bitch, what you say?"
Those fools would call each other bitch more than people.
That's a good point. Yeah,
more than people from Dallas.
They were very into roasting in general. Yeah,
like you know the way Dallas fools and it'd be like you know how fools out there literally talk like, hey bitch, as like slang, and it's not meant in a disrespectful way. That's how often those fools on at the end of the week they would
end of the week
constantly. You feel me? At the end of the day, you know what I'm talking about? Like, hey, it was a weekly show.
No, but like WEAK.
Yeah, at the end of the week.
Wait, that's not even that funny. Never mind. But that would have been like, it would have been something.
So, and then to address the selling the interviews, right?
Right.
I do more paid interviews with me leaving.
When you go to other people's platforms.
Yeah,
right.
So it's like I barely do interviews by myself in order to sell them. Because I just start trying to neck them, like pause, like take it, you know what I'm saying, do it by myself. So it's like, you know,
but I feel like I kind of got you onto that hustle too, because as soon as you did No Jumper, I remember you talking to me about how you were trying to like get into doing more content. Or like
that's right, Adam. You take credit for BRICC Baby's success. Like he doesn't do what he does on his own.
More shit in general. Yeah. And I remember at that time being like, I don't know if No Jumpers like really got room for more hosts right now, but I set you up with Cam Capone.
Yeah.
Okay, was the Cam Capone?
Because I told him, I'm like, if you go on Cam Capone after No Jumper, it'll like really kind of get you more in the mix. So it'll look like you fucking with a bunch of different shit.
That's what set you off, like high key.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. That's exactly
I remember
what
where
happened.
I was when I had that conversation. I was at Riley Reed's house at
Fire.
some sort of birthday party thing.
Shouts to one of the goats.
That's
I
crazy.
still beat off to her, yeah.
All right, man, that's that. We finna go ahead and get up out of here to the next one, man. Hit that red dot, slide it to the left. I'm finna go get something to eat real quick, man. It's a free Avenue Angel, so he's free. We gone.